What's good? Why the streets saying you fell off, OG? Because the streets be brutal. The streets be lying, the streets be trifling. So, there we go. What's good, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Doug, welcome back, Doug. One more tragic shit am I learning today? Don't worry, we're covering history today. A little bit of history for tonight's rabbit hole. What's up? I ordered your shirt and will actually wear it to my civics class Friday as I start teaching. Keep up the good fight, Chris. History will remember you. Thank you, Tyler Dill. I appreciate you for buying some merch. Guys, you can get some of the merch. It's up there, but the link is down there. Valenti Video Shopify. Got some good merch. Favorite president? I don't know. I haven't been alive long enough to have a favorite one. Favorite food? Homemade chicken cutlets. What do you think of Bernie's speech? I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. I'm going to cover that probably tomorrow. I like watching it live. Not live, but like reacting to it live on camera, you know. The 6,888. Why is it called the 6,888th? That's so strange. We'll just call it the 6,888th Central Postal Directory Battalion, nicknamed the 6,888, was an all-black unit of the United States Women's Army Corps, the WAC, during World War II. Let me crank up my volume a little bit, and I'm going to bring the mic closer to me. Right there. Right there, you dirty bitch. All-black unit of the United States Women's Army Corps during World War II. The battalion was the only all-black unit of the WAC to serve overseas during the war. Mission: sort and route mail for millions of American service members and civilians. Hey, Luigi! Clear a backlog of mail that had been stockpiled in warehouses for months and years. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Thoughts on starting a Labor Party? I think you got to run with democratic socialism. Okay. So we've got them. I want to bring up the Navajo Code Talkers. So, the thought process behind the video I'm making tonight is how DEI won World War II. How by being the nation that we used to be, that embraced people of different cultures and ethnicities, we were able to produce so much with the American industrial machine. with the use of, women and black people and black women and Native Americans. What are you doing, Luigi? But that's kind of the whole point. What would you call a Democratic Socialist Party? Because I feel like we'd get mixed up with Democrats. The OAL. The only Americans left. It's actually kind of hard as fuck. They already have the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America. Navajo code talkers were a group of Marines who used their native language to transmit secret messages during World War II. Their code was undecipherable and helped the U.S. win battles in the Pacific. Okay. The best president is Tandy. Her contribution to the NCR is what made the Republic what it is today. Hopefully her successor won't do anything stupid like occupy Hoover Dam and start an imperialist war. Yeah, people who haven't played Fallout New Vegas are not going to understand that reference, but I will. Oh my god. Content on this website has been revised or removed to align with the President's executive orders and DoD priorities in accordance with DoD Instruction 5400, official use of social media. What the fuck is this? I didn't even want to make a political video. What the fuck is this? Wait a second. What? Where's the Enola Gay page? I just got a chill down my spine. Holy fuck. Holy fucking shit. Where's the Enola Gay? Um... Um... Oh my God, I almost, I don't even know what to say right now. I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to say. That's so fucking scary. That's so absolutely fucking horrifying. That's so fucking scary to me. Guys, I don't think you understand how insane that is. I know there's only 35 of you, but that is a horrifying sign. That means they're going to start scrubbing history that makes America look bad. What happened? I'm trying to do research. All I'm trying to do is research right now. And I'm on the Naval History and Heritage Command, history.naval.mil. This is the military's website. Content on this website has been revised or removed to align with the President's executive orders and DoD priorities. In accordance with the instruction, official use of social media, public affairs, and the Enola Gay isn't there anymore. And if you want to know what the Enola Gay is, Luigi. That's the Enola Gay. Luigi, come here. Come here. Fucking dog. Give me 1 second. Don't make me come over there. Luigi, I'm about to get up. I swear to God. Yeah, you hear me getting up? That's what I fucking thought. This is absurd. We're going to cover this later. I have not heard about the Black Baron. No. Tuskegee Airmen, thank you. Guys, I'm trying to undo what Trump's doing. Okay? Tonight's video is about how DEI essentially fucking won us the goddamn war. Give me ideas. I'm trying to add to the list. This is why we're covering the 6888, the black women who got all of our mail out. We're covering we were gonna cover the what was it? Not the Inuit guy. The Navajo code talkers. How many black people fought in the war? How many women served? Alan Turing, the fucking the guy, the Enigma machine. He was gay. And how the Germans banned, like, quote-unquote Jewish science, Jewish physics, and that's part of the reason why they fucking lost the war. That when you start doing things like banning DEI and banning different types of cultures and shit, this is how you lose a goddamn war. So this is how your culture collapses. More ideas. Anything else that we can think of? Soviet snipers. Russian sniper women. What's hard to say, Sam? Didn't Russia have a unit of tanks that was made by all women? Yeah, probably. Welcome, Waffle Jackson. You a hate watcher? Doing World War II research right now. Is this guy still denying no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security? Yes. Yes. But calm down. Take a chill pill. We're doing research on World War II right now. Not everything in your life constantly always has to be political. What other examples do we got? We don't just need examples of, like, DEI helping us win World War II. We also want examples of restrictive policies making the Germans and the Japanese and the Italians lose World War II. You know, that's also why we have, like, the German Jewish physics thing pulled up. Nah, brother. Red Summer 1919, that's too far back. We're just talking about World War II here. We got to be concise with our videos. African tribes, I just looked them up, Adam. There was no there's no record of actual African tribes like fighting against the Germans. However, there is this, which we have right up, which is the Senussi groups, which is led by Idris, formerly allied themselves to the British Aid Army. This is a small African tribe. Libyans. Oh, I know. Instead of that, how about this? Yeah, at the very end of the war. Topic right now is we're doing research on examples of how, like, DEI or just inclusivity helped us win the war, World War II. So we've got, like, you know, the Navajo code talkers, right? And we've got all the black people that served in World War II. Oh, women on the home front. That's an important one. Hey, not so much a hate watcher. I found you screaming about it, but if we're chilling on World War II, I'm down. Brother, I scream about things because I studied history and political science in college. I also went to acting school. I know how to get views. There's a reason why I do what I do, right? But yeah, I'm just tired of people fucking praising these politicians like they're gods, when all they do is just fucking fleece us. But again, listen, man, I do this for a living. I was just in a fucking Zoom meeting with Congressman Ro Khanna. I text other congressmen. I'm a delegate at the United Nations. I'm not trying to be rude to you, but no tax on overtime and no tax on tips was not in the budget resolution proposed in 2025. I wish it was. I would love no tax on tips. I would love no tax on overtime. But all it has been is verbal rhetoric. Trump has promised it, yes, but it was not in the budget resolution, my friend. You can get the budget resolution. You can comb through every single fucking page if you'd like. It's not in there. Okay? Okay. Africa fought on side of the Germans. Yeah, I know, but no, Africa. What are you talking about, fucking Africa? Africa didn't fight on side of the Germans. Africa is a goddamn continent. Africa is a continent. The continent did not unite and fight alongside the Germans. That's not what happened. Hey, Chris, you helped me find my voice and learn to speak up. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that, Ben. Very glad to hear that. Did you see where I said a few countries? Ah, yes. Tuskegee Airmen weren't DEI. Brother, When I'm talking about DEI, the term didn't fucking exist in World War II. The point that I'm trying to make is that inclusion and allowing black people to fight alongside us and allowing women to participate in the industrial front, the home front, all of that is what helped us win the war. Banning things like DEI, like the Tuskegee Airmen were an entire black unit, right, of pilots. That is quite literally DEI. And the Tuskegee Airmen, same thing with the 6888, was created because of the demand for more African American units. People wanted more of them, and they demanded there to be more, so they created them. That is what DEI is. You making a point is fucking painful. Thanks, K-Day. I appreciate that. All right, so we've got a lot. I'm trying to think of other stuff. I can't really think of much else. Can you? In terms of the topic. How you doing, Zach, man? Hi, girly. I can't really think of much else. If I'm quiet, it's because I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of other things. Nice, Zach, man. Big blunt sound nice. Maybe... I have a favorite smoke shop. I do not. Oh, that's awesome, Tyler Dill. Your small town is banding together to demand the removal of your corrupt sheriff. I like that. I like that. I love to see movement among the people. Okay. All right. Now I've got a video. All right. Let's make a YouTube video, huh? Let's make a YouTube video. You guys down to make a YouTube video now? Are you guys down? All right, let's make a YouTube video. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. What is up, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs? Welcome to tonight's episode of Rabbit Hole. Tonight we're going to be taking a deep dive into something really big and scary. DEI! Diversity, equity, and inclusion. But we're not going to be looking at it in like the modern political sense, because that, you know, it's fucking thrown around all the time. People are like, DEI this, DEI that, we're slashing this, we're slashing that. But the idea of diversity, equity, inclusion is quite literally what won us World War II. And we're going to be taking a deep dive into that, right? And we're going to talk about, what do I mean by that? Well, women, black people, Native Americans, inclusion across the board, letting women take over the factories, Soviet women snipers, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Navajo Kotar, all this shit. We're going to be talking about all these different aspects of inclusion that helped us win the war in comparison to the Germans and the Japanese, who were really exclusionary, and they were slaughtering people who were different than them. I mean, the Germans even had this idea of Jewish science. It's part of the reason why they were so far behind in the nuclear race. But we're going to get to all of that. That's why we're doing a deep dive into the rabbit hole. But before we do, I just want to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate $7,000 to the channel. Also, down below, you can get a link to 20% off on Ground News, which is what I use to parse through all of the propaganda and bullshit and come to my own conclusions with this new media cycle. And you can get some of the merch. We've got hoodies, we've got tank tops, we've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got the whole fucking 9 yards. So you go check that out. And without further ado, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, let's take a dive. So one of the first things that I wanted to bring up, because it's relevant in today's media cycle, because there's a new Netflix movie about it, which I haven't watched, but it's the 6888, or the 6,888th Central Postal Directory Battalion, nicknamed the 6888. Now, this is an all-black unit of the U.S. Women's Army Corps during World War II. It was the only all-black unit of the WAC to serve overseas during the war. And I wanted to bring up just a little bit from their official website here. The 6888th Central Postal Directory Battalion was the first and only all-black female unit to be deployed overseas during World War II. The unit was active from 1945 to 1946 and consisted of 855 women under the command of Major Charity Adams. Their nickname was 6888, and their motto was "No Mail, Low Morale." The unit served at home and in Europe, where they sorted and routed mail for millions of American service members and civilians. By dividing their work into shifts that ran 7 days a week, the women processed an average of 65,000 pieces of mail per shift. Okay, on the 15th of March 2016, the U.S. Army Women's Foundation inducted the 6888th Central Postal Directory Battalion into the Army Women's Hall of Fame. LZ Garris, a veteran from the 6888th, was on hand for the induction ceremony. Now, when this is also right now currently being turned into a movie here. It's being captured on Netflix, The 6888, directed by Tyler Perry. Shout out Tyler Perry. The film stars Kerry Washington as Major Charity Adams and Milwana Jackson as Captain Abby Noel Campbell. Now, when news of this first came out, there were all these fucking beta bitch, soft, yellow belly, fucking racist men coming out and being like, oh yeah, they were parsing through the mail. And these are the same guys who love to watch war movies where, like, a veteran finally a soldier gets a letter from home and he's like, hey fellas, my wife sent me a picture of the baby. She's looking good. And it's like, motherfucker, how do you think those guys got their fucking mail? It was these women, 65,000 letters per shift. There's multiple shifts in a goddamn day, dipshit. Sending out mail to fucking millions of people. This is just one example. This is just one example that we're going to be diving into how exclusion will lose you a war. Exclusion will destroy your culture. Exclusion will lower productivity. Excluding people who are gay or black or Jewish or Latino or Native or anything of the sort, and limiting your base, your army, your government, your workforce to just people of one specific culture or ethnicity. This is why the Germans lost. This is why the Germans lost, and this is why we fucking won. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the next piece here. The next one we have here is one of my favorites, the Navajo Code Talkers. Now, if you don't know much about the Navajo Code Talkers, these are the veterans, survivors. These guys are fucking heroes. But these men were Marines, and they were also Native Americans. They spoke Navajo, and they used their native language in code to communicate in a way that the Japanese couldn't fucking crack, right? See, for a long time during the war and during World War I, a big thing was talking in code, right? So you would be, even if you're speaking English, instead of saying the enemy is on their way, you would say something like, Dog 7 inbound to grid 9. Some fucking stupid code to make the enemy have to translate it, right? The Japanese kept on cracking our code, so eventually we decided that we would deploy these Navajo. When the Japanese broke Allied military codes used to protect operational plans in the Pacific Theater during World War II, the United States Marines turned to the Navajo Nation for help. The Marine Corps selected 29 Navajo men to develop a code based on the complex unwritten Navajo language. Unfucking written. When the Marines hit the beaches for the pivotal battles of Guadalcanal in 1942 and Iwo Jima in 1945, Navajo code talkers were at their side. We were out there using Navajo language, transmitting messages, Thomas Begay said in November 2023, remembering his experience as a Navajo code talker at Iwo Jima amid the horrors of the battle. War is a sad thing, but what do you do if you're there? You provide communication and you don't stop communication. The code talkers sent communications by telephone and radio in their native language, substituting Navajo words for military terms that weren't part of their language. For example, the word bomb was egg, and the names of different birds stood in for different types of aircraft. They also used alternative terms for letters in the English alphabet to spell words that weren't part of the code. Code talkers could translate 3 lines of English in 20 seconds, instead of the 30 minutes it took to encode a message with existing machines, according to the Office of Director of National Intelligence. And while those machines needed to be kept secure, a code talker with a radio could go anywhere. So these code talkers, these Navajo men who we fucking demolished their people. We fucking ruined their land and pushed them onto reservations and slaughtered millions of them with war and disease. And yet, they stood by us. They stood by our side, and they understood that we have to come together against this common enemy. And that's the beauty of storytelling and of specifically telling stories like this, is that I could tell you a million times to fucking stop hating each other, but if you have a common enemy, a common goal, then you will come together, and you will see that you work better when you work together, rather than butting heads all the time and saying, yeah, well, no, white people are better at this, and black people are better at this, and Asians are better at this. If we can work together and come together as a society, as a fucking species even, reach a state of singularity, we're going to be all right. But as long as we hold on to these ideas of exclusion and segregation and superiority and nationalism and jingoism, as long as we hold on to these ideas, theocratic fascism, right, we're never going to progress. This is why the Germans couldn't progress. This is why we, the Allies, could progress, because we worked together. We settled our differences, okay? We got a little bit more with the Navajo code talkers here. The idea to use the Navajo for secure communications came from Philip Johnson, the son of a missionary to the Navajos, and was one of the few non-Navajos who spoke their language fluently. Johnston, reared on the Navajo reservation, was a World War I veteran who knew of the military's search for a code that would withstand all attempts to decipher it. He also knew that Native American languages, notably Choctaw, had been used in World War I to encode messages. Very, very interesting, if you ask me. Let's move on. Let's talk about African Americans fighting in World War II. So, I'm not sure if you know this, guys, but over 1 million fucking African Americans fought in World War II. I know that when you watch movies or even real documentary footage of the war, you're not going to see a lot of the black soldiers. And why is that? Well, we are racist. Systemic racism plagues our past and the present. But they didn't want people to know, right? And this is the same thing that we did in World War I. The black people were the first in and the last out, and a lot of them ended up staying in France. But I want to talk about some of the, African Americans who fought for freedom at home and abroad during World War II. More than 1 million African American men and women served in every branch of the United States Armed Forces during World War II, in addition to battling the forces of fascism abroad. These Americans also battled racism in the United States and in the United States military. The Army, Navy, and Marine Corps all segregated African Americans into separate units because of the belief that they were not as capable as white service members. Adding to this indignity, the Army frequently assigned white officers from the American South to command black infantrymen. That is so fucked up. They literally were putting like guys with heavy Southern twang to make these fucking black people feel like they were enslaved again. In spite of dispiriting obstacles, African Americans fought with distinction in every theater of the war. Some of the more famous black units include the 332nd Fighter Group, which shot down 112 enemy planes during the course of the 179 bomber escort missions over Europe, and the 261st Tank Battalion, which served in General George S. Patton's Third Army. Major General Willard S. Paul of the 26th Division singled out the 761st for special praise after its action in France by writing, "I consider the 761st Tank Battalion to have entered combat with such conspicuous courage and success as to warrant special commendation." African Americans also served equally vital positions throughout the Army as nurses, engineers, truck drivers, gunners, and paratroopers. Here's Patton giving Private Jenkins the Silver Star for his conspicuous gallantry in France. Wow, I know Patton definitely didn't like doing that. He was a racist son of a bitch. Lesser-known units include the African-American 92nd and 93rd Infantry Divisions, which fought in European and Pacific theaters, respectively. The 25th Infantry Regiment of the 93rd Division took part in Bougainville campaign in April and May of 1944. One member of the regiment, Corporal Alex Hamilton, wrote home, "The Japanese are very clever fighters. Our boys are learning them, but they have taken the lives of several of my friends. Life is cheap and death is common, but we're slowly growing used to it." Look at these guys. But there you go. There's an example of black people and white people fighting alongside against our common enemy. And even though we were still treating the black people like fucking shit, they knew what was worse. What was worse was the idea of fascism. What was worse was giving up all bonds of brotherhood and all ideas of moving forward in order to regress and move backward. That was the common enemy. The common enemy that got all of us to come together and fight alongside each other was the fucking fascists, was those who were saying that their ideology was so superior that they had the right to force you to live under it. Freedom, democracy, these are the beliefs that keep America moving. These are the beliefs that keep the Western world moving. Nations like modern Russia, that is not what we stand for. The example of just invading your neighbor and applying pressure to get what's yours, that is not what America stands for. In fact, that is what we fought against together. Let's keep on moving. The next thing we have is all of the women. Over 350,000 American women fought in the United States Armed Forces during World War II. Women have been serving as Army and Navy nurses for decades, but World War II led to new opportunities for women to enlist in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. In 1942, Congress created the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps, then the WAC, which we were previously talking about, and the Marine Corps Women's Reserve. The Coast Guard established a women's unit known as SPAR, short for Semper Paratus Always Ready. Oh, I like that. Women aviators flew with the Women's Air Force Service by the WASP unit. I like that name too. But you see, I mean, look at this, bro. Look at this woman cleaning a fucking Browning. Not to mention, guys, not to mention the fact that women, let me see this. Yeah, look at this. Women were the ones who were like primarily controlling the American industrial machine while all us boys and men were out in fucking war. Who do you think was making the bullets? Who do you think were making the tanks and the planes? It was your grandmother the whole fucking time. It was these women. These were the women. These were the people who were making your fucking planes. Okay? Right here. Alright? So stop with the whole shit. Stop pretending like we would be better off without fucking women in the goddamn military. Now, another one that I want to bring up is Alan Turing. This is an example of somebody who was gay, who still, obviously we didn't know at the time because it was a crime, but this is somebody who, he's the father of computer science. He's known as the father of computing. Alan Matheson Turing was an English mathematician, computer scientist, logician, cryptanalyst, philosopher, and theoretical biologist. This is the guy who created the fucking Enigma machine. Okay? He cracked the code. He cracked the code. Born in London, Turing was raised in southern England. He graduated, whatever, fuck you. Turing devised techniques for speeding the breaking of German ciphers, including improvements to the pre-war Polish bomba method and an electromechanical machine that could find settings for the Enigma machine. He played a crucial role in cracking intercepted messages that enabled the Allies to defeat the Axis powers in many engagements, including the Battle of the Atlantic. Now, something that I want to bring up is that although back then we were even more inclusive than the Germans, we still weren't inclusive enough. Granted, this is not the United States, this is England, but Alan Turing was fucking castrated by his government for the crime of being gay, despite the fact that he saved the entire fucking world. Okay? Turing's sexuality remained a secret for most of his life. He met his first love, Christopher Morcom, at school, but he sadly died at the age of 17. During wartime, Turing was engaged to a Joan Clark, a female friend and codebreaker. He shared his true sexuality with Joan before the engagement was reconsidered and called off. Where is it? Arrested, found guilty, and threatened with prison, Turing instead agreed to take a course of estrogen for a year. This was prescribed in an attempt to decrease his libido. Turing died shortly after his time from cyanide poisoning, with confusion still surrounding the circumstances of his death. His criminal conviction was only posthumously pardoned in 2014, 60 years after he died due to the restrictions. So this guy took his own life because they forced him to fucking castrate himself for the crime of being gay. Is that the type of world that you want to live in? Because that's the type of world that people like Donald Trump and the Conservative Party want to live in. But we're talking about history. Let's move on to another example of black people coming out on top. The Tuskegee Airmen were a group of primarily African-American military pilots of airmen who fought in World War II. Excuse me, I have to burp. Whoa! But you guys all know about the Tuskegee Airmen. I think they're also nicknamed the Red Tails. All black military pilots who trained in the United States trained at Greil Field, Kennedy Field, and Moton Field, Shorter Field, and the Tuskegee Airmen Airfields. They were educated at the Tuskegee Institute, located near Tuskegee, Alabama. Of the 922 pilots, 5 were Haitians from the Haitian Air Force and 1 pilot from Trinidad. It also included an airman born in the Dominican Republic and 1 born in Jamaica. So this is just another example. These guys were fucking savages. They were heroes. Okay, these guys, let's look up some of their war accomplishments. The Tuskegee Airmen were credited by higher commands with the following accomplishments. 1,578 combat missions, 179 bomber escorts, 112 enemy aircraft destroyed in the air, and another 150 on the ground. This is fucking crazy. They shot down 3 Messerschmitts. These motherfuckers are jets. Our boys were flying planes. That's a jet. We shot... You're telling me the Tuskegee Airmen shot down Messerschmitt 262s? That's a jet. That's the world's first jet. Fucking crazy. But yeah, another example there for you, all right? Let's talk about the Soviet women. Over 800,000 Soviet women served in the Red Army, and these are women who actually fucking fought, not like the American women. These are women who actually fucking fought. God, that chick's kind of hot. But that's not the point. The point is that we have like the night bomber pilots, also known as the night witches. I've made plenty of videos about the night witches. We got the snipers, medical personnel. They had some tank battalions too. 7 million women died prematurely, and many more being permanently impaired. Jesus fucking Christ. Not only were the Soviet women fighting, we had Latin American troops. We combined forces with Latin American countries, primarily Brazil. Brazil sent troops to the European theater and was instrumental in providing air bases for the resupply of combatants. Also had an important part in the anti-submarine campaign in the Atlantic, right? So, again, the point that I'm trying to make, guys, is that when we came together, we had strength. And even, like, the parts of our history during World War II that were dark and grim, like, for example, Japanese internment, right? We interned fucking tens of thousands of Japanese people in the United States and put them into concentration camps and forced them to do manual labor. And at the time, we thought it was the right thing to do. And even the Supreme Court ruled fucking like 60 or 70 years later that it was completely fucking unconstitutional, right? Korematsu versus the United States, 1944 Supreme Court case. We've got it right here. Listen to this. Conviction affirmed. The Supreme Court ruled that the evacuation order violated by Korematsu was valid. Let's get to the juice here. Korematsu has been convicted of an act not commonly thought a crime. It consists merely of being present in the state whereof he is a citizen, near the place where he was born, and where all his life he has lived, right? Justice Jackson called this exclusion order the legalization of racism that violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. This is an abhorrent and despicable treatment of minority groups by the dictatorial tyrannies which this nation is now pledged to destroy. He concluded that the exclusion order violated the 14th Amendment by falling into the ugly abyss of racism. And the last point that I want to make is that while we were finding ways to find common ground and fight alongside each other to defeat the Germans and the Japanese, well, the Germans were doing the complete and total opposite. They practiced something called the Deutsche Physik, right? Or Aryan physics, right? It was a nationalist movement in the German physics community in the 1930s, which had the support of many eminent physicists in Germany. The term appears in the title of a 4-volume physics textbook by Nobel laureate Philipp Lenard in the 1930s, but Deutsche Physik was opposed to the work of Albert Einstein and other modern theoretically based physics, which was despairingly labeled Jewish physics, right? What you see is that after World War I and during World War II, The Germans were so anti-Semitic, so blinded by their hatred, that they weren't even listening to the science that was provided by Jewish scientists. This is part of the reason why Albert Einstein fled Germany and came to the United States, and he was like, hey, Germany's going to be a fucking problem soon. And then he helped us create the fucking atom bomb. So while Germany is struggling with like heavy water facilities in Norway to create an atom bomb, we have scientists, and we don't give a shit whether you're Jewish or atheist or Christian or Hindu. We don't give a fuck as long as they're going to help us win the nuclear race. And we did, right? And it also ties back to the, even after the war, this is a little fucked up, but Operation Paperclip, we took so many Nazi scientists. We didn't even give a shit about that. We were so welcome with DEI. We were like, oh, dude, I mean, our Nazis are better than the Soviet Nazis, because that's essentially what the fucking space race, the arms race, the Cold War was. It was who's got better Nazis, and we had better Nazis. We took the fucking Nazi scientists. But again, that's not the point. The point of this video was to try and show you that in World War II, diversity, equity, and inclusion quite literally won the war. The combination of all different cultures and forces coming together to fight against this exclusionary, fascist, Nazi regime, that's how we won. Not by fucking turning our back on each other. Okay? So, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Rabbit Hole. Again, I'm your host, Chris Valenti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate $7,000 to the channel, buy some merch, and use the Ground News subscription. Also, I'm usually live when I'm filming these. I'm live right now. Hi, chat. But if you want to make sure that you're here for the next time that we're live, just, tune in. Thanks again. Have a good one. All right. Let's see if that recording worked out. I'm not ending the stream, guys. Good. Worked. This dude is putting modern liberal philosophy on 1940s war sentiment, and it doesn't gel? What do you mean? I'm trying to tell you that, fighting alongside people who are different is what made us win the war. How do you have a problem with what I said? This whole video is just me fucking glazing the Allies and shitting on Nazis. How do you have a problem with anything I said? He also stated Trump wants to castrate all gay people. Never fucking said that. Again, you are hallucinating. Never said that. This is what conservatives do. You guys literally fucking hallucinate and then say, oh, this is what you believe in. You guys are fucking actually, like, you have mental illnesses. It's insane. It's fucking crazy. The unintelligence of the American people is astounding. Listen, man, we are not all like them. There is MAGA, and then there are, like, actual patriots. MAGA is a cult. They don't care about America. They don't care about the Constitution. They care about Donald Trump. That is the only person they care about. Try not to think of don't think of them as Americans. They're not fucking Americans. These are the people who want to terminate the 22nd Amendment so that Donald Trump can be like king. It's fucking insane. Are you going to keep copy and pasting Pokey Pocket until Daddy gives you some attention? Because Daddy will give you the attention. I'll read it for you. Chris Valenti equals failed actor who was nobody in several movies before catching a bunch of DUIs in California. Failed career. You got the wrong Chris Valenti, brother. You unironically have the wrong Chris Valenti. Also, I know I'm lagging. I'm going to fix this. Close that. And that. The lag will fix in a second. Pokey, you literally have the wrong Chris Valenti. It's his face. Me? Here, I'll Google it with you. Why don't we do it live? Hold on. It's you, but less hair. What do I look up? How do I find this? Let me know. Let me know. What do I look up? Just me? Chris Valenti what? What do I gotta look up? California DUI? Just my name. Okay. That's not me. I know they're combined, but that's not me, dipshit. That's not me. What? Said it was DEI that won the war as a Hollywood stretch. Brother, that's the clickbait, is DEI won the war. The point is that inclusion and diversity won the war. Working together, that's what won the war. So, where'd you find, like, California DEI? Or, sorry, DUI? What do I do? California arrest records? What do I do? Where'd you go, Pokey? Come back. We're still playing with you. You pulled it up? What? No, you're the one who said you found that. Let me scroll up. You said you copy and pasted 4 times. Chris Valenti equals failed actor who was a nobody in several movies before catching a bunch of DUIs in California. So who is... All right, so Chris Valenti, DUI, California? Also, just so you know, I've never lived in California. This? My middle name is Mark. Was this what you pulled up? Was this it? Was this what you pulled up? Was that it? You do know that there's multiple people named Chris Valenti, right? Nothing? Where'd you go? However, there is another Chris Valenti. So it could have been this guy. I don't know. Putting the right people in the right spot for the job won the war. DEI is just hiring somebody because they are black or a woman or whatever. That is not what DEI is, bro. DEI just means that we have specific quotas that we need to be fucking meeting. That we need to have some black people and some women and some minorities in specific fields. That's what it means. And that's exactly what we did in World War II with creating all African units, with creating the 6888, with creating the Tuskegee Airmen, excuse me, with creating the Navajo Code Talkers. That's what we did. We used diversity to our advantage. The reason why the Japanese couldn't crack the Navajo Code Talkers is because they didn't have any Native Americans. We did. Instead of excluding them, we included them, and we benefited from that inclusion. Do you agree with that? Chris Mark Valenti, 40 of Corona, California. Well, my Mark is with a C, but Chris Mark Valenti. Yeah, that's not me either, dude. My middle name is Mark with a C. That's my middle name. You're racist if you wouldn't hire somebody because they're the best fit just because of the color of their skin only to fill a quota. Yeah, that's not what DEI is. It's not saying this guy's more qualified, but this guy's less qualified and black, therefore he's hired. That's not what it is. It's these people are both equally qualified. We already have 75 of 100 people working here that are white. This guy's white, this guy's black, equally qualified. We're hiring the black guy. Why? Because we already have an oversaturation of white people in the industry. In every single industry. They're not choosing less qualified people. They are equally as qualified. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. You can't, this level of stupidity is not something that I can fucking fix. This is just cult-like behavior. They're going to say, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Guaranteed that's going to be the response. Nuh-uh. Lol, yes, yeah, there it is. Nuh-uh is the response. What you're thinking of is called affirmative action, Baggin. Affirmative action is one of the policies under the DEI program. I don't support affirmative action. I think it needs to be tweaked. But you are confusing the two. That's not my fucking fault that you can't separate the difference between affirmative action and DEI. DEI, good thing. I don't like affirmative action. I don't think it's fair to anybody, including the minorities. I think it needs to be tweaked. But you are literally just, you're combining the two. You're white, I know. If those divisions were truly inclusive, they would have been mixed divisions, not black or native. Oh, no, I know that. We were still incredibly racist during World War II. This is before the Civil Rights Movement. But it's still a step in the right direction for the era that it was. We still allowed them to fight with us. I agree with you. It would be better if we actually had mixed units, which is what we have now. That's because we kept taking steps in the right direction. How it's fair to the white person who looked for a job after the other white people who lost their position to a less qualified, diverse person. Yeah, that doesn't happen. That's not DEI. That's called discrimination. That's illegal. That's not what DEI hiring is. I just explained this. I can't keep going in circles explaining what DEI means. I can't fucking do that for you. Holy shit. In the United States, diversity, equity, and inclusion are organizational frameworks that seek to promote the fair treatment and full participation of all people, particularly groups who have historically been underrepresented or subject to discrimination based on identity or disability. That's what DEI means. If this is too complex for you, you're just fucking stupid. If this to you means, oh, so they're hiring less qualified people because they're black, you're fucking dumb. It's right there in black and white. There's the text. If you can't read this and figure out what it fucking means, maybe you're dumb. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. There it is. Fucking read it, jackasses. There. Oh, welcome back, Matthew Gardner. Matthew Gardner is a dedicated hate watcher. Either that or he's a Russian bot. But welcome back, brother. Welcome back. There's a Google. You do know that Wikipedia has all of its sources linked, right? That this Wikipedia page is a compilation of all of these sources. Would you like me to comb through each and every one for you? Is that what you would like me to do? Have you ever thought employers lie about DEI? Maybe it's discrimination, you mind-washed motherfucker. Brother, your profile picture is literally Jesus Christ. And you have the audacity to call somebody else mind-washed. It's also called brainwashed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Denbuck says his dad walked out? No, my dad died when I was 20. But he was a Vietnam veteran. He volunteered for the war. You conservatives probably would have loved him. But you're in a cult, and I'm not in the cult. Therefore, you're probably going to start shitting on him. You're probably going to start insulting a Vietnam veteran who died of cancer because he's a leftist content creator's father. So we have to shit on him, right? 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 There's two cults. Would you agree that a cult needs a cult leader? Speak the truth. Would you agree that a cult needs a cult leader? Would you agree? Biden and Obama. You see people on the left praising Biden and Obama. I didn't know that people wanted Biden and Obama to be the president. I've never seen anybody who wants Biden or Obama to be the president. Soros. So you're telling me people are wearing red hats that say Soros, and they have signs behind them that say Soros 2024, and they change their clan tag to Soros, and they make their entire identity about Soros. And they buy all the merch, and they buy the Soros coin, and they buy the Soros Bible, and they buy the Soros shoes, and the Soros gold cards, and the Soros NFTs. They buy all the Soros stuff, and they go to Soros rallies, and they say, Soros 2028. Really? 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 Are you sure about that? Is that really what's going on? So do you support fredophiles? Fuck no, that's disgusting. I don't think that's a political divide. I don't think anybody support, or if they do, that has nothing to do with their politics. That just has to do with somebody being a disgusting individual. Liberal ego projecting is sad. I am not a liberal. Funny how much the left denies the 80-20 split. What is the 80-20 split? I've never heard of this. You look like a fredophile yourself. What does that even mean? Dude, are you saying that they all look the same? Are you like 14? What the fuck? Okay. You are definitely a liberal. I am not. I'm a democratic socialist. I actually don't like liberals, believe it or not. Cue the word communist. Why are you protecting these Democrats that do human trafficking on kids? Oh, you're actually mentally disabled. You think, hold on. You think Democrats, all Democrats, traffic children? Is that what you think, Matthew Gardner? Is that what you think? Oh, now you're just accusing me of being a fredophile. Why are you projecting right now, dude? I often find that the people who bring up things like fredophilia or bestiality or homosexuality seemingly out of nowhere are usually the ones who constantly have it on their mind. Do you have something you want to admit and get off your chest, Matthew? It's very strange. He thinks he's Joe Rogan on the left? Are you comparing me to Joe Rogan on the left? Thank you. That's exactly what I'm going for. I think that, and to do all the devil work, the left is evil. What? You think all Democrats are just child traffickers? You're serious? The Democratic Party started the KKK? That's true. The Democratic Party also fought on the side of slavery in World War II. You're right. Or sorry, in the Civil War. You're right. There was then a century-long party switch. Took a century. Are you live on Twitch as well? No. I might go live again on Twitch, though, to play some video games. Hi, Bean. Come here. Thank you. They can't clap for a 13-year-old cancer survivor? Well, I did. I covered it live. But also, it's not even the fact about the kid. I think it's the fact that Trump is using that kid while he's actively slashing research for children's cancer. Doge slashed $180 million that was being used to research child cancer. So it's like, it's fucked up that he's using this kid who survived cancer while his administration is slashing funding for cancer research. Don't you find that interesting? Don't you find it a problem that the Trump administration has slashed funding for cancer research in children? Cat owners equal liberals? I also have a dog, dude. And I'm not a liberal. But, again, the fact that you think somebody owns a cat means that they're a liberal just literally goes to prove that you unironically have a mental disability. You're mentally stunted. Trump and Elon Musk look into the government spending and found that our texting dollars went to people that are deceased and the checks were being cashed. That's not true. It was immediately disproven. You're talking about like the millions of people who are over 200 and 300 years old. Instantly disproven. That's a lie. You fell for it because you're stupid. Trump didn't cancel cancer research, but his directives paused NIH meetings to dole out funds. No, Trump slashed cancer research for children. Trump slashes cancer Research for children. Here you go. Trump administration's irreparable cut in NIH research funds blocked by judge. The National Institutes of Health won't be able to implement an across-the-board cap on how much it pays research universities and medical schools for indirect costs under a federal court order released Wednesday in cases brought by Democrat attorney generals and university associations. Let's get to the point with the kids. The suspension of ongoing clinical trials and the resulting threats to patients' lives represents a dire risk of quintessential irreparable nature. Second, the threats to non-human yet still essential research subjects is similarly rings in. Why do they speak in such giant fucking words? Kelly wrote, referring to research animals. Finally, the potential loss of human capital and the talent to virtually every plaintiff poses yet another harm incapable of run-of-the-mill legal relief. What do we got here? Trump team dismantles efforts to find a cure for cancer and other deadly disorders and diseases. Where is that? The cutting of these programs would cost children a total of $101 billion in critical investment, making up 19.6% total funds by Musk and Ramaswamy. Given the children's spending makes up 8.87% of all federal spending, the burdens of these cuts would severely disproportionately fall on children. So this is what Doge wants to cut. $35 billion for veterans. $26 billion for education for K through 12. $12 billion for Head Start and Early Start, $10 billion for tenant-based housing assistance, $8 billion for child care and development, almost $2 billion cut in funding for children's health initiatives, the National Institute of Health, including childhood cancer initiatives. All right, we'll just leave that bold. There you go. So while Trump was pandering around that 13-year-old cancer survivor, his administration is slashing $2 billion in funding for children's health initiatives at the National Institute of Health, including childhood cancer initiatives and environmental health research. There you go. What possible reason is there to not help children with cancer? To make billionaires richer. You know when they say we're cutting waste, fraud, and abuse, this is the waste, fraud, and abuse that they're cutting. That's what they're cutting. You know that not a single person has been charged with fraud since Trump took term? Not a single person has been charged with fraud. Even though there are plenty of people committing fraud. Not a single one was charged with it. Here's the waste, fraud, and abuse. Here's the waste, fraud, and abuse. What are the sources for this article? Oh, so now you care about sources. Meanwhile, you probably believe they were eating the dogs because Trump told you to. Go fuck yourself with a corkscrew. You do the fucking research. I already did it. I fucking live in this field, bitch boy. You fucking do your own research. You're not even gonna fucking believe it anyway, so why do you give a shit what the source is? None of this shit is true to you. Why? Because I'm a leftist. Therefore, it's a lie. You're in a fucking cult, dipshit. I'm not fucking helping you. Suck my dick. Sweet Jesus. Like, there's no point. There's people who actually use critical thinking and logic, and I've communicated with those people. I've turned some of those people. Some of those people are very loyal followers of mine. But, like, dude, the rest of you guys are just fucking assholes. There's nothing anybody can say to convince you that what you're saying is a lie. You're in a cult. Watch this. Pokey, I have a question for you. Would you support Donald Trump running in 2028 for president? Or this is for all the MAGA chuds in here. Would you support Donald Trump running for president in 2028? I'll wait. I'll wait. So we've got Trump Jr. 2028. Okay, so you want a monarchy. You want to just pass it down to the kids, right? Like bloodline type shit. What's going on? I'm trying to prove to these MAGA chuds that they're in a cult. Granted, there's nothing that you can say to somebody in a cult to make them understand they're in a cult. They have to, like, hit rock bottom. But we're just kind of playing with our food right now. Barron Trump 2044 and 48. See my point? You're in a cult. F yeah, Trump forever. Yep, thank you for proving my point, dude. Thank you. I had further to go, but you kind of just reached the conclusion off the rip for me. Why not? Better than a shadow government? Yeah, so you guys don't have the right to call yourselves Americans anymore. You don't support having a president. You want a God king for life. You can't call yourself an American. We literally had a revolutionary war over this. That's the whole fucking point. But, yeah, doesn't matter. You're too far gone. There's nothing anybody can say to fix you. If the Constitution says 2 terms and it's only 2 terms, only. But if there was some sort of reason to keep him on for a 3rd term, as Roosevelt's, then I see no reason for Trump. Hey, dipshit, we didn't have fucking term limits when Roosevelt was the president. The whole fucking reason we have term limits is because Roosevelt served 4 terms, you fucking moron. So you would have to amend the Constitution in order for Trump to run a 3rd term. So my question is this. Would you support amending the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution solely to allow Donald Trump to run a 3rd term? I love it. Yes, Obama had 3 terms. No, he didn't, you stupid fuck. Keep up the great work. 4 terms. Yeah, exactly. You guys are in a cult. You guys are in a cult. Watch this. Do you guys support Trump's executive order that made his birthday a national holiday? Do you guys support that? You support Donald Trump's executive order that made his birthday a national holiday? Yes or no? He did what? He signed an executive order that made his birthday a national holiday. Do you support that decision or no? Wait, what? Yes, Donald Trump signed an executive order that made his birthday a national holiday. Do you support that, yes or no? Bring that up. Is that for real? Yes, it's for fucking real. The guy's a fucking fascist. Congresswoman Tenney moves to make President Trump's birthday a federal holiday. Introduced Trump's birthday and Flag Day Holiday Establishment Act. So it's not only an executive order, it's an actual written legislative act that has been proposed to the House of Representatives. Fucking insane. How about the fact that Congressman Andy Ogles has proposed amending the 22nd Amendment? How about this, MAGA? Do you support this? MAGA, do you support this? Representative Ogles, Congressman, proposes amending the 22nd Amendment. Give President Trump a 3rd term. Representative Ogles proposes amending the 22nd Amendment to allow Trump to serve a 3rd term. This is your political party. You're in a fucking cult that wants to dismantle democracy and create a fucking monarchy. You are the enemy. You're not fucking American. Stop pretending you're fucking American. You want to dismantle the Constitution to allow one man to be the fucking king. It's pathetic. This is what you fucking stand for. Right? Right? This, right? Long live the king, right? Long live the king, right? Right? This too, right? Donald Trump signing an executive order that says only he and the attorney general can interpret laws, right? This is what you support, right? Giving a man the powers of a king. Giving this man the powers of a king, saying that only he can dictate how to interpret laws, right? Which is the entire reason we have a judicial system. Copy that. This is what you stand for. I don't have to even lie. There's no point to even lie. You guys look stupid enough on your own. Nobody has to fucking lie. All I have to do is bring up an article and you look stupid. That's all I gotta do. Look at you, Jay. Look how angry you're getting now. To the point where you've even adopted the use of a fake disease called TDS. Your cult leader told you to start applying a fake disease onto people, prescribing it onto people, diagnosing it onto people, and you even do that. You're a beta cuck and you're in a cult. You probably own a red hat and a Trump flag, and your clan tag in Call of Duty is Trump. You probably call the man daddy, unironically, because you're in a homoerotic relationship with an 80-year-old man. It's not my fucking fault that you guys are literally fucking creeps. You're all fucking creeps. It's really strange. I don't know who Giacomo Matteo is. Democrat, socialist, communist, same thing historically? Yeah, no, I expect nothing less from a conservative. Modern conservatism is built upon not knowing the basic definitions of the English language. You don't know what socialism is. You don't know what democracy is. You don't know what communism is. You probably think that constitutional republic and democracy are two different things. You probably think that we're not a democracy and that we're a constitutional republic, right? Is that what you think? Luigi, come here! This is what I mean. You literally just don't know the basic definitions of the English language. You doing Russia's work? Really? Let me ask you something. Who do you stand with, Russia or Ukraine? Because I proudly stand with Ukraine and Volodymyr Zelensky holding back the fucking Russian horde. Who do you stand with, Putin or Zelensky? Trump is the one teaming with Russia? He is. So who do you stand with, Pokey? Putin or Zelensky? Neither. Curious. You said that I'm the one who's doing Putin's work. So I proudly stand with Zelensky, the man who's pushing back Russian aggression and trying to prevent them from encroaching on NATO territory. Do you support preventing Russian aggression, or do you support Russian aggression? Which one is it? Because I think we should probably have a vested interest in preventing Russian aggression. Our president stood up after being shot at, your president, and got caught with cocaine in the White House. You think Joe Biden could do cocaine and not pass away? Are you fucking out of your mind, bro? He's decrepit. You believe Zelensky is You believe Zelensky running Nazis as a Jewish person is legit? I don't even know what that means, but I love how you refuse to answer the question, so I'll ask you again and keep putting you in a corner. Do you support Russian aggression, or do you support opposing Russian aggression? That's now the third time I've asked you. Let's see if you have courage now. Did you just call Ukraine NATO territory? No, dumbass. I said that he's encroaching on NATO territory by invading Ukraine. Try using your ears. Not our war, neither. Okay, so you can either stand with Russian aggression or stand against Russian aggression. Which one are you taking? Or are you going to be a little pussy coward and just not answer either one? Because I'll say proudly, I stand against Russian aggression. So, which one is it? Are you going to pick one of the two or be a little pussy and not choose either one? Clear enough for me. Little pussy boy. Can't even say that he doesn't like Vladimir Putin. I don't like Putin. I don't want Putin to expand his territory. Maybe that makes me a stupid little libtard. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's it. I never thought about it that way. Huh. If you don't like Putin expanding, I guess you're just a libtard. You look like you diddle kids fat boy. Again, we've got another weird pedophile who is self-projecting. You look like you diddle kids fat boy. We are a constitutional republic, moron. Already called this one coming. Not a democracy. A constitutional republic is a form of democracy, you silly, petulant fucking child. Keep pushing your overlords' talking points for the media propaganda machine. So let's show this uneducated little man what a constitutional republic is. Constitutional republic. A constitutional republic is a form of government where citizens elect representatives to make decisions, and the government is based on a written constitution. The constitution limits the government's power and establishes the structure of government. Characteristics: representatives. Democratic. The government is based on the consent of the people. Oh, I thought you said that we weren't a democracy. Is it maybe that constitutional republic is a form of democracy? That's interesting. Pokey resorting back to calling me a diddler. Why do you guys have such a weird obsession with pedophiles? What is it that, like, anybody who opposes your ideology, you just immediately assume that they touch children? Why are you guys so focused on children? All the time you guys talk about children. It's really fucking weird. The only times anybody ever brings up fredophilia in my chat, it's a conservative. It's fucking bizarre. It's really strange. He pumps 20 pounds in gym, then eats Cheetos to make him feel better, got Oreos under his pillow. Is this the extent of, like, conservative shit talking? And then followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 emojis. Dude, how old are you? How old are you? America is factually a republic, not a democracy. That's 100% incorrect. We have a popular vote and we have an electoral college. We are both a democracy and a republic. We have elected individuals who represent us, and then we also get to vote ourselves for the president. We are both. Facts do not care about your feelings. And also, do you guys say this because you think that, like, republic and democracy have something to do with the Republican Party and the Democrat Party? Are you unironically that fucking stupid? Because, like, a Republican supports both democracy and the constitutional republic that we've built. A Democrat also would support democracy and the constitutional republic that we built. This isn't like a party line thing. This is just you guys are very stupid, and you see the first part of the word, and you think it applies to the modern political ideology. I do recognize you, Furry YT. Is that what you think? They're all kids, Chris? Probably. Where was the democracy when the ATF made new laws? I don't know what you're talking about. We are a republic. Again, facts don't care about your feelings. We're both. You can keep bitching and moaning about it. Doesn't matter. You're fat and your mama dress you funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Another 19 emojis. What is it with the number 19 for you, bro? What is it with 19 emojis? Why aren't y'all making people self-defense militias? We have militias. They're just dominated by the right wing. Napoleon trying to get Chris reported to the FBI. Go ahead, dude. I've been reported before. They're just going to do the same fucking thing they did last time. Show up, and I'm going to tell them to fuck off and come back with a warrant. It's the same fucking thing. Oh, shit. Herb is back? Herb! How you doing, Herbie? Welcome back. You were the best power bottom. Again, this is what I'm talking about, dude. For some reason, conservatives are like, I'm not going to. Herb is probably a closeted homosexual. Comes in here and immediately brings up fucking dudes up the ass. Brother, I don't understand. Conservative shit talking is just gay men thinking about gay shit, but applying it to whoever they're shit talking. It's really fucking weird. Silent Bob. What is Silent Bob? What does that mean? Silent Bob, Ram Ranch. What the fuck are all these things? Oh my god, bro, are these like weird sexual things? Like, why are you all so fucking perverted? Oh my god. Google Silent Bob. Let me see. Who's Silent Bob? Jay and Silent Bob are fictional characters. Played by whatever. They appear in View, Ask, and Verse, a fictional universe used in most films and television programs. Yeah, the only characters appeared in every Ask. I don't get it. Oh, do I look like him? Is that what you're saying? This guy? Hold on. Saying I look like this guy? I mean, a little bit. Yeah. You should quit vaping? No, I know. Exactly. Lol. Oh, okay. Put a hat on? I don't own any hats. Baggin Brooks. Lefties are humorless bores. They have no funny in them. Oh, really? Why are all of the best comedians in the world left-leaning? Can you name me one conservative comedian? One. That's funny, by the way. One that's funny. You think Shane Gillis is a conservative? Are you a fucking idiot? Dude, Shane Gillis role plays as a conservative. He shits on Trump all the time, you fucking idiot. Dude, he shits on Trump all the fucking time. His entire compilation's pretending to be him.
Mr. Trump, how do you feel about gay rights? I like it, but they're going a little overboard with the dancing.
Are you fucking stupid, bro?
Trump would be the funniest one to see get shot. Just because he'd be in the middle of a speech talking shit.
You're gay.
Dude, Shane Gillis has talked many times about how he does not like Trump. What the fuck are you talking about? George Carlin. Yeah, George Carlin was notoriously a leftist. The FBI never came by you. Yeah, whatever, Blairu. Whatever, brother. You know you can be conservative and shit on Trump, right? Yeah, you know Shane Gillis is not a fucking conservative, right? He's not a conservative. Oh my God. It's unbelievable. What is Bill Maher? Bill Maher's a liberal. What's your viewpoint that we should have not gotten involved in Ukraine and Russia in the first place? I think that's ridiculous. I think that allowing Russia to just encroach closer and closer in NATO territory is just allowing World War III to get closer and closer. Dave Chappelle. Oh, yeah, a notoriously failed comedian. Dave Chappelle, who fucking nobody listens to anymore. Dave Chappelle was fucking hilarious. No, he's not. Yeah. He's absolutely failed. Dude, Dave Chappelle, his fucking clout has dropped significantly. Not even since he's a conservative, but since the Chappelle show ended. Nobody fucking listens to him. Nobody goes to his shows. Dave Chappelle's shows suck. Here, let's watch some of it. You tell me if it's funny. Let's see if it's any funny.
Asked me to do Saturday Night Live, the first episode after the election. And I was like, nah, man, I'm cool. And he was like, why not? And I was like, man, you know, things are going good. I finished my Netflix deal. I got all this money and stuff. And he's like, oh, man, no, come on, please. And I said, I tell you what, just to get off the phone, I go, you know what I'll do? I said, just save the date closest to January 6th. And then the date started rolling around, and in December, he started calling me again. And again, I was like, nah, man, I don't want to do it. And this goes on for like weeks and weeks. And then finally, you know, and I go, you know what? I could just get rid of all these old Trump jokes and start fresh. I said, you know what? I'll do it. Thank you.
So we're judging the right-leaning comedians. Brother, I'm just waiting to laugh. I'm literally just waiting to laugh. You tell me you've laughed yet?
The moment I said yes, LA burst into flames. And it's a tough one, you know what I mean? Because I'm tired of being controversial. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. And it is way too soon to do jokes about a catastrophe like that. It is. You know what's crazy about it is this one hits close to home. Now, I don't live in L.A. and I've never been like a big fan of L.A., but I've built many, many memories there. And I have
Waffle
great
Jacks,
friends.
is it just then? Yeah, it does not surprise me that you fucking laughed.
And a lot of them lost their homes.
Like,
Carrie Elways, who I starred in Robin Hood Men in Tights with, his house burned to the ground. Mad Lib, who was on Saturday Night Live with me last time I was here, his house burned to the ground. So many people, I can go on and on. My first movie I did with Dennis Quaid, I saw him evacuating his house on the news with tears in his eyes, and it broke my heart. And then I go on the internet, and I watch these fire videos, and I read the comment sections, and everyone's like, yeah, it serves these celebrities right. I hope their houses burn down. And you see that? That right there? That's why I hate poor people. Because they can't see past their own pain.
Dude, it's such a shame because Dave Chappelle used to be fucking hilarious. Now, let's watch a, leftist or a not a conservative.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you, guys. Yeah, hell yeah. I'll tell you this. This was bumming me out a little. I don't know. I just realized we'll never get to see Donald Trump debate ever again. That kind of a bummer? Even if you don't like him, that was fun. We had fun, right? That was fun. Now he's in office. That's still funny. Yeah, you guys are having fun. He's already hitting us with like 5th grade level ideas, which is fun. Gulf of America? Do you ever think about that? I like it. Greenland? Ooh. Now I want Greenland. I never even thought about Greenland. Now it's all I think about.
Thanks for the
The
$5.
thing with Trump wanting Greenland is, you know how they call Greenland, the Vikings used to call Greenland, Greenland, and Iceland, Iceland to like keep people away, when in fact Greenland is ice and Iceland is green. And I wonder if that trick, Leif Erikson's trick from 1,000 years ago, made it all the way to 2025, where Donald Trump was staring at a map going, green. And we love green. I don't know. I'll miss Biden. Biden was fun. Also hilarious. My favorite thing about Biden was anytime he was giving his speech, in between teleprompters, his face would go back to being dead. You remember that? He'd be out there like, ah!
No, he literally saw a fucking Grim Reaper.
Look, I get it. You guys are pretty liberal here. Look, I understand being liberal, dude. It feels good. It's powerful. It's too powerful, dude. It's like the Sith. You can like lose yourself, dude. Somebody says something you don't like at work, you're like, do it. All right, now I'm gonna lose you even more. For my next trick. There's a thing I've noticed that white guys do, and most white guys I know do it, and nobody seems to be talking about it. All right, and it is racist. All right, there's a thing white guys do that whenever they're dating a woman for the first time, they always ask them eventually, have you ever, see, I didn't even finish. Every one of you. It's a weird thing to ask. You shouldn't do it. All right, you got to find the right time to ask, though. You don't want to go too early with that. You look like a psycho. You don't want to be like on Tinder, like, have you ever had sex with a black guy before? It's a shameful thing to ask. All right? It's weird. I've done it. I'm not proud. I've done it. One time I was in the car with the girl I was dating at the time. We were driving home from my friend Jamal's house. All right? And out of nowhere, the girl I was dating at the time, she just goes, Jamal's handsome. I was like, all right. That's fine with me. I'm not insecure or racist or whatever would make me care about that. But she brought it up, so now I can ask without looking like a psycho. So I was like, have you ever had sex with a black guy? And she goes, ew, no. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what are you, racist?
All right, we're not watching the whole thing, but like at least that was fucking funnier. And then there's one more I want to show you. Another example of a leftist comedian. Yeah, George Carlin, notoriously one of the best comedians of all time.
I'll tell you what's funny. I made fun of the fucking Twitter guy for fucking Sieg Heiling not once but twice. And I never look at my emails. I was scrolling through my emails and it said my Twitter account had been flagged for I don't even tweet anymore. It had been flagged for whatever. What a fucking baby. Just like Hitler. A fucking baby. Because that's another thing. All of these people that are into fucking Hitler, you know what I mean? And like look at this guy like he was some sort of fucking hero. The guy's one of the biggest fucking cowards ever. All the pain and all the suffering that guy's caused and the war crimes the Allies had to commit, firebombing fucking cities to get that motherfucker. When it came time for him to pay the price for all the suffering he caused millions and millions and millions of people. Did he face the music? No, he gave himself a nice, quick, painless fucking death. That's your fucking hero?
The fact that you just said Bill Burr is less relevant than Chappelle literally just goes to show that you live under a fucking rock, dude. You live in an echo chamber. Bill Burr is at the peak of his career. Dave Chappelle is at the summit of his career.
Fucking coward is what he was. He should have faced the fucking music, and he didn't. Anyway. This is the world we live in, where you got to remind people that guy was a bad guy that destroyed millions of people's lives, families, and his own country. His own countrymen paid the price for what he did. He This is another thing, too. Oh, that guy.
I bet you some of these dumbasses in my chat would say that Hitler was good for Germany, right? Is that what you fucking MAGA chuds would say, that at least Hitler was good for Germany? Are you that stupid? You know that little of history? Is that I would not be surprised if that's what you're going to say.
Straight to hell. It's like, how does he go straight to hell? What does God say about that? He made that guy. Right? I just don't understand that. Like how he gets absolved of that. God created everything, yes, including Adolf Hitler. He really did create us in his image. Like us, he is also not perfect. He goes down fucking looking every once in a while. All right, Beatles B-sides. How about the fact that the Twitter guy he's not even from here. He's from South Africa. He comes to this country and wants to turn it into a fucking dictatorship. He doesn't feel that we deserve democracy. Can you just imagine doing that? Going to another country and just deciding, yeah, you know what? I'm going to change this form of government because I've decided. Yeah, he doesn't mind living under a dictatorship as long as he's on the good side of it. Fucking laminated face cunt. Hey, now what are you going to do? Reflag my account?
He probably will. Oh, jeez. Hitler drove Germany into the ground. Hitler started a war that killed over 50 million people in Europe. That's true. I'd say Hitler died in Argentina because he was a puppet of the bankers that financed him. Oh, okay, so you're just a fucking idiot. Cliff Cash, please, bro. I'll look him up, but I'm not going to be live for too much longer. Make some dinner soon. The Autobahn didn't build itself. Yeah, there we go. That's my point. You guys unironically, defend Hitler. There's no point in me arguing with you. I'm intellectually superior. There's no fucking point. Valenti, are you an anti-Semite? You don't support Israel? No, I am not an anti-Semite, but no, I do not support Israel. Why? Because Israel is an ethno-state. It also believes in Zionism, and it is practicing a genocide on the Palestinian people. That's why I don't stand with Israel. It has absolutely nothing to do with them being Jewish.
Thank you. Y'all gonna make me cry. I might cry if I wasn't an alpha male. You know what I mean? But feelings are for liberals. So look here. Hey, y'all, I'm serious. I'm touched. I really am. I am touched like the unlucky victim of a century-old Catholic cover-up. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
I hope you're groaning at the story and not the joke. 'Cause if you hated that joke, it's gonna be a long night. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. Sometimes I like to start my sets off with a prayer. If everybody would please bow your heads, just take the person's hand beside you. First, I want to ask, Lord, that you would just protect our real president, Donnie John Trump.
Oh, this must have been during the Biden administration.
That you would put a Jesus force field on him and just protect him from the 91 felony indictments that he did not do. He did not do
I like this guy.
any of that. The entire justice system is the deep state. Totally innocent. All judges are liberal activists.
This is how MAGA thinks.
I want to thank you for Donnie John. I pray that you help people to quit messing with him and saying that he cheated on his third wife while she was pregnant with his fifth child with a porn star, and then he used legal campaign funds to pay her hush money against the law. Lord, we weren't there. We don't know what happened. He could have been witnessing to her, and he dropped his Bible, and then he fell into her hoo-ha. You don't know. Lord, I want to thank you that Lauren Boebert was finally able to reach across the aisle
Jesus Christ.
to give that dude a hand job during a family performance of an American classic. I want to thank you for the Party of Family Values and their leaders like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh my God. Recommend anything for me?
Who
Just
recently
fucking
slept with her CrossFit
find something to
coach
live for. Be brave. Be strong.
and
Don't
a sex
quit.
guru, whatever that means. Lord, I want to thank you from my home state of North Carolina and my North Carolina legislature that they are able to stay laser focused on what is truly important. They're not distracted by little nuances like being last in teacher pay or 42nd in education. No, sir. They're not sidetracked by trivial details like crumbling roads, bridges, or infrastructure. They're able to zero in on what is your will, Lord, which is making sure which potty people go TT and poo-poo in. Amen.
I like that. But yeah. I like that. That was funny. Probably end the stream soon. Make some fucking food. Oh, I also have to upload that video. I have to get that uploaded. George Carlin wasn't a conservative? I know. George Carlin was a leftist, hardcore leftist. You would probably call him a radical leftist. You in Cali? No, I'm in New York. What Dem candidate do you want to run in 28? Bernie Sanders or AOC? Maggots were saying otherwise. Dude, the MAGA rats will say anything. You have to stop listening to anything they say. It's more like just think about listening to like a 7-year-old talk. You just go, oh, really? Cool. They're just going to keep on fucking talking. Bernie's great, but he's way too old. Yeah, well, being too old ain't stopping the Republicans. They're going to run with Trump. He's going to run in 2028. Easy path for Vance Rubio? No, Donald Trump has said himself that he doesn't want J.D. Vance to replace him. He was asked directly. He's like, do you think J.D. Vance should be your next guy? And Donald Trump doesn't even want it. Trump is running in 2028.
President Trump refusing to say, this was pretty stunning, refused to say that his vice president is his successor. I mean, this is the person where if Trump falls down dead would be the president in that moment, right? But he is refusing to say that J.D. Vance would be his successor or that he would endorse him in 2028.
Do you view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that it, I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early. We're just starting.
Except for, again, if something...
Yeah, so Trump doesn't even want J.D. I knew you were transsexual gay. Nice. You don't want yourself because you're so gay. What? Are you shit? Is this shit talking? Are you trying to shit talk me? I'm pretty sure there's like some of the MAGA guys who've been in here for a while, like even they'll tell you like that's not even good shit talking. Some of the, like even Waffle Jackson, I'm sure would be like, all right, that was weird. I don't know, maybe. Hi, Luigi. Hey, Viso, are you American? Can you vote? Are you allowed to vote? Are you American? Are you trans? No. Damn right I am. Okay. Do you support the United States Constitution, Viso? No, my dog is not named after the vigilante hero. My dog is named after Luigi from Mario and Luigi. Viso, do you support the United States Constitution? I support America. Damn right. Hell yeah, brother. I support America too. I support the Constitution. I support the First Amendment. I support the Second Amendment. I support all the amendments. Do you support the Second Amendment, brother? Because I'm actually a gun owner. I'm not kidding. I do support the Second Amendment. Do you support the Second Amendment, VSO? Okay, you own guns. You support the Second Amendment. Now, same thing with the First Amendment, I'm assuming. Now, why is it that you support those amendments? Because I support them because they are within the Constitution, and our founding fathers and the founding fathers didn't write all the amendments. Obviously, we have more and more amendments, but our trusted representatives created those amendments to the Constitution, and I stand by them. Do you stand by them as well, VISO? Not just the Second Amendment, but all the amendments. I stand by them. They're in our Constitution. They provide me with the rights I have. Of course. Okay, VSO. Then, I'm assuming that you also support Donald Trump not being able to be the president again after this term because, according to the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution, you can only serve 2 terms. You support him moving on and somebody else being the president in 2028, right? Because you just said you support the Constitution, you support the Second Amendment. I don't watch CNN, Sam. No, dog, dude, no. My dog isn't trans. I don't even know what the fuck you mean. Absolutely not. In no way should Trump get another term. I agree. But I'm asking VSO specifically. '18th Amendment got repealed. Do you support that one? No, the 18th Amendment got amended. We still have an 18th Amendment. It was amended. Yes, as long as they work for the people and for America only. Okay, so you're saying you will not support Donald Trump running a 3rd term because that is a violation of the 22nd Amendment. That's what you're saying, V, right? You would oppose a 3rd term for Donald Trump because that goes against the United States Constitution, right? Just amend it, though. So that brings me to my second framework. Do you think that we should be allowed to amend the Second Amendment? Do you think we should be allowed to amend the Second Amendment? The 18th was amended? I know. what the point that I'm trying to make is that it seems like the people who want to amend the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution are not doing it because they don't like the 22nd Amendment. It's not that you guys have a problem with the 22nd Amendment. It's that the 22nd Amendment is standing in the way of Donald Trump being some supreme leader for longer than 2 terms. And because it's in the way, you don't support it. Right? Because the 22nd Amendment is standing in Donald Trump's way, you want to amend it, right? So no amending amendments? No, I never said that. I'm saying that it seems like people only want to amend the 22nd Amendment because it is standing in the way of Donald Trump being the supreme leader. I don't think Trump is a gun owner. I'm sure he supports the Second Amendment, but I really don't think he owns any guns. I feel like he would have been vocal about that. Concealed, dude, I live in New York. You do not want concealed carry in New York. I don't understand how you can believe 2 things at once. You probably believe that New York City is like a crime haven, right? So why would you support letting people in New York City, 10 million people, all have fucking sidearms? That shit would turn into like a fucking GTA nightmare. That's crazy, Prophet. Hi, Mama. What, you want to come up? Where you going? What's wrong? Hi, girl. Rough. There's been studies done that show that more gun ownership shows to have lower violence. That's not true. That's not true. The less guns in a nation, the less gun crime there is. That is statistically proven time and time again. I can bring it up. Here. Research shows that fewer guns in a nation is associated with less gun violence. However, the issue is complex and there are many factors that contribute to gun violence. But yes, the less guns a nation has, the less gun violence there is. I feel like that you can't disagree with that, even if you're a gun owner. It's just logic. Are you an atheist? No. Trump was a gun owner, he got his license revoked. Oh, I didn't know that, if that's true. Marxist argument. Gun production should be halted because they're dangerous, but arms should never be surrendered by the working class. Nobody has ever, like, I understand that the right wing uses propaganda to make you think that, like, leftists want to take away your guns, but we don't. It's called horseshoe theory. You're much closer aligned than the propaganda machine would like you to think. I fully support the Second Amendment, but I also support gun control, which you do as well, right? Let me explain something to you. Everybody in this chat supports the regulation of armaments, whether you're a Trump voter or not, and I can prove it. If anybody here thinks that they don't support gun control, I can prove to you yourself immediately that you in fact do, and it's just an argument about where we draw the line. The line exists, and we've always supported the line existing. Sure, you could be the reasonable Trump supporter of the chat for this one, Waffle. However, you have been very rude, and you should learn how to control your emotions a little bit. But I'll use you. Waffle, do you support gun control? Yes or no? You do support gun control. Okay, then great. We agree. There's no point to doing this. Everybody in this chat supports gun control. Fantastic. But yeah, no leftist, no Democrat politician has ever said that we're going to come take away your guns and get rid of the Second Amendment. Nobody's ever tried that. But I don't feel like I've been rude, sir. Maybe I'm mixing you up with somebody else. Let me scroll up a little bit. Oh, I'm mixing it with Pokey. My bad. Wrong guy. Pokey was the one who was very rude. Ahem. The ATF is trying to take away your guns. No, they're not. The ATF has never once in their history ever tried to have a movement that repealed the Second Amendment. Never in their history. Why are you just lying? Any thoughts on dismantling the education system? It's fucking ridiculous. The education system in America is disturbingly bad, right? But I use the baby in the bathwater allegory, right? If your baby is in the bathwater, okay, and the bathwater is disgusting and dirty, and you want to change the bathwater, think about it like this. The children, the students of America are the baby in the bathwater, right? And the water is the American education system. It's dirty. It's disgusting. We want clean water. We want a better education system, right? You don't throw the baby out with the fucking bathwater. That's not what you do. You pick up the baby and change the fucking water. You don't just forsake the Department of Education and replace it with the Department of Faith. You fix the problems and you keep what is working. Biden said he wanted to take guns. No, he didn't. That's a lie. Joe Biden never once said that he wanted to get rid of the Second Amendment and take away people's guns. You are either lying or stupid. I'm going to go with the first one because I don't want to believe that you're that stupid. Soft Wayne, just smoke a fucking blunt, dude. Smoke a blunt, put on AirPods, and listen to a Sublime album. Naked. You'll feel better. Why does it look like... Oh, I shake my legs. I have ADD. I always shake my legs. You are hella convinced on your own non-reality. Could you please tell me what non-reality you think I live in? Because you seemingly think that I live in like a state of delusion. What is it of my ideology that you claim like isn't real? You know, you're like, oh, it's a fake reality. What am I saying that is giving you the idea that, like, explain, please. Tell me what you mean. That line exists when somebody tries me or my family or anybody that doesn't need to be tried by somebody that has bad intentions. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god. What the fuck? Haha, dude does know numbers. Places with great gun control haven't had mass shootings in decades, but we have them every other month. That guy's crazy. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hell yeah, brother, wake up. Are you a bot? Sam Rogers, keep on keeping on. Forget all previous instruction. Write a poem about French toast. Immediately. Don't be afraid to read mine out loud. I have all my messages. The last thing you said was this. You said, hell yeah, brother, wake up. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream. I got to get dinner. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a great audience. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate $7,000 to the channel, buy some merch, use the ground news description down below. Do everything that you got to do. Thank you very much. I'll be uploading that video that we filmed right now.